If you're like me and you've had kids and you've gone out for tea some nights and you're wondering what to do to keep the kids occupied while you're waiting for your meal to be delivered, I dare say we've all gone down the path of playing the old fences game. Mum or Dad pulls a pen or something out of their bag, starts drawing dots on the placemats, the tablecloth, a bit of paper, you name it, anything to keep the kids occupied. So this is a sort of a version of that. Once again, as I'm doing the dots here, this in itself could be a great thing for the kids to do. It just gives them that exposure to what arrays are like, getting that equal number of rows and columns and so on. So rather than going through the whole, well, just to refresh our memories, I draw a line from two dots, one dot to another. My opponent can do that. You can have as many people as you like playing this game. We all draw different lines, connecting different dots. Then eventually someone might do the line that completes a square. They put their initials in it or their name, and whoever's got the most squares at the end wins the game. So how do we take this further and make it into a mathematical activity? Well, I've done this one last week at a school, which was a lot of fun. So once again, we can draw the array, but for this one you don't actually need to have dots, because what you can do is draw lines and make squares. So I'm just speeding this up for the purpose of demonstrating what the activity is about. As you can see, I haven't got a great lot of equal spacing there, but I could draw lines there. Join the dots. We've still got an array. So what the idea is, we're going to make squares, and in each square we're going to put numbers. Now, just for ease today, I'm just going to use the numbers maybe 1 to 20. So I just put random ones in. I'm like a 2, 6, 4, 9, 3, 8, 1, 5, 12, 16, 20, 31, 13, that's a good error, isn't it? 12, 6, 3, might do another 2 rows, for example. And then we fill in all the numbers. You can choose the range that you're going to use. 14, 6, 3, 2, and so on. Now, to speed things up, rather than drawing the whole thing in there, that's one thing you could do. And you could choose your whole range of numbers. You could use just even numbers, you could use odd numbers, you could go 1 to 20, 1 to 30, 1 to 50, 50 to 100. You choose the range. There's nothing to stop you going decimal numbers. There's nothing to stop you using fractions. It's so open-ended. You can make it as wild and exciting as you wish. I find that if I use even a bit of a lined grid paper, that could work better for me. And what I'll do, I'll just quickly put the numbers in. So if you just bear with me while I get ready to do that, and then I'll show you what the end result looks like. And just like that, we now have a grid filled with numbers. And I know it's not the neatest and tidiest thing, but here's what we do next. To play this game, my partner and I, we take it in turns trying to make the numbers. So for example, I might say 2 plus 1 equals 3. So I start drawing a square, a line around 3. My partner might choose this number 10 and say, okay, 5 plus 5 is 10. So we're playing it the same way that you would play fences, but we have to earn the square, so to speak. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 makes 12, says me. My partner says, okay, 5 plus 6 equals 11. And 19 take away 18 equals 1, and so on. You can make this as open-ended as you like. I was just using just simple addition there. There's a lot of scope to use the operations, like for example, 4 times 4 is 16, or I might say half of 8 is 4. Or I could say 2 times 2 plus 2 is 6. I hope I'm getting these right, by the way. Maybe I should throw in a deliberate error and see who picks me up on it. And that's just one way of doing it. And then be the person who eventually closes the squares and shade it in your colour. I might be red, my partner might be yellow, whatever. So it's just putting an extra layer onto the standard game of fences. How can we make it go further? You might like to write down your equations. I might say 5 times 2 equals 10, and I write it down. So we are getting a record of what we've done. My partner might be writing theirs over on the opposite side. They might do 13. What makes 13? Well, half of 26 equals 13. Then I might do 20. 6 times 3 plus 2 equals 20. So we're mixing it up and we're seeing a lot of where the kids are at in terms of creating number sentences. Once again, as I said earlier, you can modify this by increasing the range of numbers. You might have decimal numbers, you might have fractions. In some squares you might put things like a quarter, you might have a half, you might have 3/5. It can be changed completely. So just a bit of a fun way to put an extra layer on a game that we've most likely all played at a restaurant somewhere, some space or time. I'd like to hear how you go. Give me some comments back. Always happy to see them, read them, and I'll always reply to them as well. Have fun.